Wednesday, December 19th, 2018, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. Today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, gold, and cryptocurrencies in general. I'm going to touch upon a video I made on December 27th, 2015. It was entitled Time is Money and Gold is the Clock, says George Gilder. So it's a very interesting article from Forbes back a few years ago talking about gold and even Bitcoin at the time. And I think a lot of the viewers are going to find this interesting. Of course, a lot of you do not believe in cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin or any other altcoins, but I'll talk about my opinion on that later on. I'll first of all look at the market, see what they're doing. This morning. It's a little earlier today. It's 7:20 a.m. Billy is up this morning. I got him up, but he's gone back to sleep. But he'll be present here. Hopefully he won't snore that much. So yesterday, another interesting day in the markets. The markets rebounded. Well, at least the Dow did. They didn't finish on a very high note. We came off quite a bit towards the end, and then rallied a little bit the last half hour. S&P actually finished virtually unchanged, up 0.22 points. The Dow did finish up 82, or a third of a percent, and the NASDAQ finished up 0.45%. So right now, we've got gold with still big resistance around this 1250 level. We are just above 1250 now. This morning we're at 1250.35, up $1. The high's been 1251.58 and the low 1248.40. So very narrow range as we await for the FOMC decision. I personally think they'll hike. There's a little bit of a debate whether they won't because of what the markets have been doing. There will be the press conference by Jay Powell, of course, after that, which will be even more important probably. We've got silver 1469 up 6. The low's been 1462 and the high 1471. Yesterday after the markets closed, they reopened, of course, in the futures, and the Dow actually was down over 100 points. I think there's some guidance from Federal Express about global shipping and everything, and the market's dumped. This morning, though, we're up. We're up 36 points in the Dow, 23,708. Still below 24,000, though. The S&P made a new low yesterday. It even went below Monday's low, which was the lowest for the year. We're now at 2548, nevertheless, up 3. The low's been 25.26 overnight and the high 25.51. NASDAQ 100 future is unchanged. Currencies, yeah, they're creeping up a little bit against the dollar here the last few days. Pound is 126.57, up 20 pips. The euro is up 0.25%, almost back up to 114. It's 113.92. It looks like the crisis in Italy has been averted for now. The government again has, backed off and given in, it looks, to the EU, and they're going to revise their budget. So things have calmed down in Europe right now. I'm not sure it's for real though. The dollar is down 0.1% against the yen, 112.40, and virtually unchanged against the yuan, 688.88. Yeah, crude oil, very bad day yesterday. It got hit very hard. I'm quite surprised of the drop we've had over the last few months. We're now at 46.65. I mean, yesterday we're trading above 50 in WTI. Now we're at 46.65. Brent is 56.32. The 10-year yield right now is at 281. So that as well has dropped quite a bit. Let's have a look at the curve, see what the curve is doing. in terms of inversion and whatnot. While the 2-year right now is 265, the 5-year is 266. Fed announcement is at 2 o'clock, and the press conference starts after that. If you think the Maneco 64 channel adds value to you and you'd like to contribute or help the channel, check the links below in the description. Gold is the money of the future. Gilder's 21st Century Case for Gold. Yeah, this is an article from December 23rd, 2015. And I made a video about it. That was like one of my first videos. I hardly had any subscribers. It's been online or on YouTube since then. I've only got 398 views. My presentation isn't as good as it is now, of course. I just started making videos. I'll put put it up in the card above if you want to listen to it, and I'll put it in the a link below in the description. I'll talk about the article. I'll go back on the article, and you can listen to my video as well. And I think it's important. One of the things that's important to listen about my video, if you're interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, is after the 5-minute mark. So I'll look here at this article. Gold is the money of the 21st century. Gilder's 21st Century Case for Gold. And it says, in his fascinating recent book, The 21st Century Case for Gold, George Gilder flips the debate back against those who would denigrate the gold standard as a barbarous relic. For Gilder, fluctuating currency values are the relic, totally unfit for the modern world, rendered indefensible by cutting-edge information theory, a major source of political and economic corruption and one of our most significant barriers to progress. It says the gold standard had developed a sort of retro branding. It's thought as pre-Keynesian, pre-modern, a throwback to the allegedly outmoded classical liberalism which was shattered by World War I. Gilder, however, is a man of the future, a technology forecaster who was early to see the power of the microchip, and after that, once again, early to see the expensive significance of the internet, and then were the first to see the shift towards the cloud. Gilder's biases seem to tend far more towards excess technophilia than towards nostalgia. Well, and I remember reading a book by George Gilder on technology back in the late 90s. That was even before I got into gold. And he was talking about all the the developments, fiber optics, internet. So he's been around, George Gilder. I've got a link as well to his Wikipedia below in the description so you can have a look. So the article goes on to say, what has shifted a man like this towards the gold standard? The mathematics which began to appear in the mid-20th century are the mathematics of the unknown. They appear at the limits of calculus and all other mathematical systems based on the deterministic future. They are about incompleteness of our systems, or about intentionally hidden information, cryptography, and about possibilities ruled out and formerly unknown information being revealed. These new branches of mathematics make a more compelling case for gold than early branches of mathematics. Isaac Newton developed both calculus and the British gold standard, but even he could not yet see the chief advantage of that system. Mathematics, from Euclid to calculus, is about counting quantity of what is seen, number, space, and mass. Calculus calculated motion to the statistic formula of ancient mathematics, but still did not transcend material categories. But our old world is based on a leap into measuring something non-material and non-spatial. Information theory, along with the incompleteness theorem, makes the information age possible. The case for gold was always stronger than the case for fiat currencies. But information theory adds strength to strength and more clearly reveals the superiority of a stable monetary unit. Stable money is the only way to distinguish noise from signal. And not only does information technology require the proper distinction between noise and signal within technology system, it also requires clear signaling in the financing of technology from outside the system. Technology tends to require longer time horizons for profitability, and therefore it requires clearer signal. This is especially true of the single most important price signal of the economy offers, the interest rates. When noise drowns out signal and the long-range planning becomes impossible, time frames contract. Investment becomes more of a zero-sum game based on who can move the fastest or who can access the largest economies of scale, or most importantly, who has access to the fiat money spigot. The guy who wrote the article in the interview, George Gilda, says, Keynes famously said that gold as a monetary center was a barbarous relic, implying that if it ever had any validity, it would become obsolete. It seems to me that you're making the case here that the arguments for gold in the 21st century are at least as strong as they were in the past, and that modern mathematics and science is strengthening rather than weakening the case for gold. Have I read you correctly? And Gilder says, that is correct. The key point of money is having it serve as a metric, as a measuring stick, as a way of valuing commodities. And it cannot, as a measuring stick, can't be part of what it measures. And it cannot. A measuring stick can't be part of what it measures. It can't change with what it measures. And today, the measuring stick of currencies is established in an oceanic, turbulent, global currency market that is 73 times larger than all the goods and services markets in the world put together, and some 200 times larger than all the stock markets in the world put together. These are rough, huge magnitudes, but they convey a situation where the measuring stick is consuming the whole global economy. And this is a major source of profits for all of the big banks that are in league with governments and the central banks. And especially, we've turned money into a meaningless self-referential loop that is totally divorced from any physical constants or any properties in measurement. So now he comes to the part about cryptocurrencies. And Gilder says, and Satoshi, the inventor of Bitcoin, where I've really found this, was when I found that Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous inventor of Bitcoin, was explicitly mimicking gold. And the key thing he did to mimic gold was to cancel Moore's law in Bitcoin and make it exclusively based on the passage of time. And that time can't be hoarded, time can't be stolen, time can't be manipulated, can't be redistributed. So there you go. He's like basically also making a case for Bitcoin. And ever since then, of course, people and programmers and developers have evolved. You know, Bitcoin was like crypto 1.0, and Ethereum developed a smart contract on top of the Bitcoin, and so on and so forth. And that's what we've had. Very interesting. I still believe cryptocurrencies and of course gold have a bright future. Will all cryptocurrencies survive? All the altcoins? Because a lot of the altcoins are just applications built on smart contracts on top of Ethereum and other blockchains that have evolved since Bitcoin. I highly recommend you read this whole article if you want to get involved in cryptocurrencies and in gold as well, precious metals. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can also follow me on DTube, Steemit, and on Twitter. I wish you all a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.